Have you ever wondered what happens when they put 20 drivers on slick tires in the pouring rain? Well, I found out the hard way. What's good, YouTube? It's MattE-kart, and I just got done drying off from K1 Circuit's third senior league night and the first wet race of the season. All of my videos so far have shown crashes and spinouts, but nothing like tonight. I made a couple mistakes and learned a lot, so stay tuned until the end. With rain forecasted till later in the night and a high of 45 degrees, I knew what tonight would possibly be like and was determined to keep it as clean as possible. I was lucky enough to go with some friends a couple weeks ago and experience some wet racing on some wet tires. Had a ton of fun and was feeling more confident about this upcoming race. I got feel for the wet tires and sort of the play I had in the kart. I was expecting the same setup for the race, but more on that later. Again, as always, the K1 Circuit League nights are ran on the Pro Track layout and separated into two classes at 165 pounds. While waiting for my first qualifying round, I got to see how the track conditions were for others. They weren't great. Tons of spins and offs, but it was slightly expected since it was still raining and maybe a lot of people's first time driving a kart in the rain. I was just hoping the rain would stop before my qualifying round and that some of the water would clear up. It didn't. My name was called, and it was still raining, and the track was no drier than before. Remember how I was expecting wet tires? Nope, we're on slicks. So I knew that I had way less play in the kart, and I need to keep my throttle and brake smooth. I wanted to be cautious but find the limit early, and I did find it on the first straight with my kart hydroplaning for a second at full speed. The guy in front of me also found the limit pretty early. After completing some laps, dodging spins, and trying to keep it on track, I made my first mistake. I was tempted to pass the guy in front of me after getting a good exit and realized I wouldn't make the corner going on the inside. At best, I was hoping for a light tap and for both of us to stay on track to make the corner. But I hydroplaned and it was a little more than just a tap. I spun, but I luckily got right back on track, kept it clean for the rest of the round, and set a time of 1:17.1 seconds. I was upset about the spin, but happy I was able to set a competitive time compared to everyone else. I was ready for the rain to stop and have the track dry up a bit for my next session. The rest of the first round qualifying runs were done, with everyone experiencing the same issues of slick tires on a very wet track. The second round began with the rain stopping and a sliver of a dry line starting to form. This is when I made my second mistake and forgot to press record. But I did want to highlight the differences that wet tires make. First of all, they move a lot more water off the track and can dry it up quicker. I'm able to feel more confident with my braking references and my braking pressure, more confident in my speed down the straights without so many twitches. I'm also able to have more play in the wheel and can slightly drift corners without spinning immediately like I would on slicks. With that said, I was lucky to keep it straight, not spin, and improve my time to 1:07.1 seconds. With a 10-second difference in time, I could tell that the track was starting to dry up and hopefully be even better for the race. After all the lightweight races finished, with one ending in a straight-on rear-end crash and a broken hand, my name was called for the heavyweight B group final. This has been my best placement overall so far, starting 6th, so I was excited to see if I can improve even more. We had a good start and the race was on. After watching the race starts for the groups before me, I noticed that a lot of people were going wide into the first right-hand turn. I'm starting on the outside, so I wanted to give extra space and not be taken out by somebody taking the inside line. This worked out great as I took 3rd place and was hungry to keep it. Here's a view from my friend Kevin's 360 camera. Thank you so much for giving me the permission to use your video. I really appreciate it. Got up to 2nd, but wasn't able to keep it for long. The track was continuing to dry, so the lighter guys behind me were able to pass as the dry line became clearer, with my weight now being at a disadvantage when it actually helped me earlier during the rain. After getting into a little groove, number 4 got by me on the straight, and I was going for a pass into the first hairpin. I took the inside cleanly, left plenty of room on the outside, and got hit what seemed like on purpose. I was furious. No reason why we can't both make that turn. He would have had a slightly better exit anyways. But instead, I spun, and I got right back to it. It's recovery mode now, and I have a little chip on my shoulder. With all that on my mind, I made another mistake. Broke a little too hard and lost the front wheels. Tried to correct, but there was nothing I could do. I spun again. This time, it was way more costly. I finished the race in 9th, but I knew that I could have done so much better after my mega start. I was very much still happy with improving my placement within the heavyweight division and gaining a ton of experience driving slick tires in the wet. All in all, a great time and a good experience even though I was drenched. I don't really understand why K1 chose to run the slick tires over the wets. Maybe because they didn't have enough, but who knows. It definitely made it very interesting and gave everyone a taste of what it's like for professional drivers. Thank you again to Kevin for letting me use your video. Great job out there. I'm really looking forward to a dry track next league night in April and hope to see you all there. If you see me, come say hi. And as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.